The final 3 episodes of Ironheart dropped last night, and there is a lot to get into. Now, I'm going to have to break this up into multiple videos because there is so much to sink your teeth into. And I'm going to be going into a lot of spoilers, so you have been warned of you. So if you haven't watched the final 3 episodes of Ironheart, stop this, save it to watch later. Now, the first thing that I noticed was the huge tone shift in the show for Parker and the rest of the team, and with the show as a whole. And naturally due to what's at stake for everyone, especially Parker, Riri, and Ezekiel. In this short video, I'm going to jump into what happens to Parker Robbins, because that's how episode 4 begins. It shows how Parker and cousin John begin a job, to which they're actually interrupted and they don't get to finish. But it also shows a brilliant introduction to a character we have all been waiting for. But I'll get into that more later on. But this exchange between Parker and said character is brilliant. They even include a scene where this mysterious character actually quiets a family in a busy pizza shop. And to me, I took it as a symbol as what Parker has been wanting his entire life, just to be heard. And to me, you can see that whenever the mysterious character asks Parker, what does he really want? At first, Parker doesn't even know. Not until the mysterious character presses him, no, what do you really want? And I think that it really is that Parker just wants to be heard. And not just by anybody, but his father. Once it's revealed that when Parker goes back with Ezekiel to finish the job that he and cousin John couldn't do, we actually learned that the person that owns the property is actually Parker's father. And me leaning on the fact that he just wanted to be heard is shown whenever Ezekiel and Parker actually finally win and they're seated at that massive table. It almost feels like it's an empty win. Especially when Ezekiel actually mocks Parker, directly saying, you don't actually belong here. This is not your house. The two end up going back to Parker's original hideout, where Parker actually calls out his mysterious companion, actually wanting more, despite what all that greed is doing to his body and his soul. Parker was so lost and in need of his father's love that he literally shook hands with the devil. And seeing what the hood actually finally does to Parker makes his character actually pretty sad. I am glad that Marvel chose not to go with the big CG battle at the end. I mean, they kind of did, but I really did like what they did with Parker, showing the toe that Parker's actually paying. Look, my lunch break is over. I gotta get back to work. But like I said, there is so much to dissect in the final 3 episodes. This was just a Parker breakdown. Like and follow for more.